Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today, my guest is Lana, and she's from the Panhandle of Texas. Lana came up here and bought a bale roller from us, and she started talking a little bit about what got her on this grass-fed movement and what she's doing in Texas, where she came from. And Lana's got some really interesting stories and some really good history. Lana, you want to tell a little bit about what you're doing right now in Texas there, where you're at?
Well, we were just continuous grazing, overgrazing the land, not building soil, microbiome, or anything, and struggling financially just to make things work year after year after year. It was not the way to be doing things, and I spent a lot of time on YouTube, watched some really cool guys that gave me a whole lot of information, so I knew what my goal was. I just couldn't put it into practice because a lot of the places that they were using as examples were not like West Texas, high plains. It wasn't jiving for me how to get there. And oddly enough, I'm standing in this luscious grass with the infamous Greg Judy, and he broke this down, the whole process, step by step through his videos that allowed me to take an idea and a goal and turn it into a reality. And we are a work in process. We are barely getting started, but I am seeing results. I am so excited. My passion is leaving this earth and humanity and mammals in a better condition than what I found them in. That is my calling. And this man and the boys that help him and everybody that is his support system, including his gorgeous wife Jan, makes this all come together. We're all needed, we're all necessary, and we all have to step up to the plate, get after it, and make it happen.
That's just a really good outline of what you're about, Lana. And you were telling me earlier, the health, what really got you woken up was, we got a lot of food in America, but it's not real good food. And so you want to tell a little bit how you kind of purged that out of your family? I mean, especially you were talking about your dad, and he was on a lot of different medicines once he started eating correctly. How that all went?
Coming from Southwest Florida, we were just conventional farmers, making grass-fed beef or regular commercial beef. Some of our stuff was half clean because we didn't know any better, and we didn't jump in like a lot of these other ranchers did. But when I started becoming aware because of the health of my family members, myself, my daughter, my dad, many family members, our food supply is so contaminated, and I was clueless. I had no idea, but the math doesn't add up, the statistics don't add up. It is impossible for it to be genetics. You can get online, you can pull CDC records. This is not rocket science, but I was so busy in life on the hamster wheel until the Lord just gave me time to get alone, get out in West Texas and spend some time doing some research, and hook me up with some really knowledgeable game changer guys, holistically, Dr. John Bergman, chiropractic, just over and over again. These people started coming into my life, and it expanded my knowledge base. And so when I started putting these things into practice in my family, cutting out this contaminated food supply, it is killing us, and we are ignorant, and it is horrible. And 99% of the stuff that people are suffering from can be reversed. And I'm not talking in years, I am talking in weeks. And I am saying our body was created to heal. And if it's not healing, it's toxicity, it's deficiency, there's some reason for it. And it can be fixed. And don't take no for an answer. If you're not getting the response that you needed, you go somewhere else. You keep knocking down that door. And part of us creating a clean food source is part of that solution. I believe in a plant-based diet. And when I say plant-based, I mean a lot of plants. But the grass-fed beef has more CLAs, more omega-3s across the board. And I feel like it should be appreciated, and it should be eaten as a condiment, basically. But it is an integral part of our diet. For 99% of the people. If there's folks that choose not to, praise the Lord, they don't have to. But there is a point and purpose for these animals, and clean animal protein source, and that is what I'm trying to give back.
Well, Lana, just, looking at the grass below our feet right here, if we didn't have animals on this land, what we would be standing in today would be brush. So we wouldn't be capturing any solar energy. And that's what's so exciting about this whole regenerative ranching movement, is we're actually able to build soil with sunlight and ruminant animals without using a lot of fossil fuel. And at the same time, we're building a healthy microbial soil, capturing more rainwater, holding it on the land. And I tell people, it doesn't matter how much rain you get, it's how much you keep. That's all compliments of your grazing management.
And the place on this earth that the Lord put me shows me absolutely what you're saying is spot on. I see it. I see me not being able to drive one of those posts into the soil that is so hard packed unless I find some sagebrush or something with a root that I can get it going down in. You are spot on. I've seen it. I don't have to hear it from anybody else. I've experienced it.
Yes. Well, Lana, it's just rewarding to me to hear other people's testimonials like yours. I think there's a whole lot more people out here like Lana and I, and our, we call them our young men, Isaac and Ben, and my wife Jan. I think I know it. I see it every day. There's lots of people that are interested in getting back on the land. The closer you can eat to where the food was produced, the healthier it is.
Yes.
You're not going to have all that stuff in it.
Yes.
And so yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting times for me to see people like you getting enthused and looking ahead and saying, you know what, we can do this.
And you make it palatable. I have so many Airbnb guests coming through from all over the country, Israel, India, all over the world. I get people in the Texas Panhandle, and their heart is for the soil, the land. They don't even know it. They just know it's a good thing and they want to be a part of it. And they'll contribute financially to help that get going. And thank you for these YouTube videos, whatever means necessary. You are changing the world.
Well, then I don't know what to say on top of that. I like you a lot for saying that. But seriously, yeah, it is. It's rewarding to see other people getting excited about this and being successful. And just you drove all the way from Texas, of all things, to get a bale unroll, to unroll carbon to help heal your soil, instead of feeding it in a bale ring. So you're committed to come that far.
And so some girl can show up and grab a piece of equipment that you designed and manufactured, and I can go out there and feed 150 head of cattle by myself in God knows what wind chill and not get killed.
Yeah.
So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Absolutely.
People just need to jump on it, and you're making it possible.
Yes. Well, the other thing, and I wanted to tell people this, if you're waiting for your golden years to do something like this, don't wait. Because right now you're in your golden years. If you're, in your 30s to the 50s, get started doing something. Don't wait until you're 60 or 70 years old because you run out of something. That's called time. So get started. You don't have to do it grade Judy level right now, but get started doing something. Learning, going to classes, learning more about how to rotate animals, develop water, the right genetics, the right materials, and just do it like climbing a ladder, one step at a time. Everybody out here can donate and do something to this movement. Maybe in the long run, your kids, if you're going to have kids or don't have kids yet, they're going to be better off because look what you're handing them. You're handing them a heritage here that they can come in and start raising their kids. I think that's exciting. And so that's what we're about, trying to help the next generation. I love seeing Isaac and Ben getting enthused about what we're doing. Just passionate people. That's what I'm all about. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and sign off. Atlanta, I want to thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Boy, now see, there's a handshake. I talk about that. For those of you all leasing land, make sure you develop a handshake like Lana's. She didn't break my hand, but it's a nice, firm handshake. Don't you hand me a limp fish handshake. I hate a limp fish. It melts in my hand. Yuck.
You and me
Give me one more of them. Oh, yes, there we go. I do business with Lana. Anyway, folks, I'm going to sign off. Everyone new to the channel, hit that subscribe button on the way out and the like. I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you all down the road.